All right, welcome back, everybody. Trying to keep up with the things that are happening this morning. New tariffs taking effect. We just got breaking news that the president is now adding to the tariffs on some Canadian goods. So, what do we do with all this? Americans are feeling a little financial strain, a little fear, and a troubling trend has been sparked by all this. It's called doom spending.
Oh, nearly 20% of adults making purchases driven by anxiety about the future. Michael Masserant here to let us know from the Retirement Education Foundation. He'll shed some light on how we can do this doom spending.
Yeah, let's talk about what it is, first of all, when you see this happening. I think we saw a little bit during pandemic, too, probably.
We for sure did. And really, this comes from people kind of feeling afraid of, I'm stressed, I'm anxious, and scrolling on their phone, and things pop up, and they go, sure, why not? Add it to the cart, buy it. And people start to rack up a lot more spending than they're realizing, and even almost 25% of people say they're going to debt for this, which is really dangerous. So first and foremost, just making sure you have a handle on, okay, how much am I spending? How much am I spending on being targeted by Instagram ads and all these different ads on social media? How much am I spending on these things? And if someone really has trouble trying to cut themselves off from the spending, a really good way to do it is just take your credit card information off your phone. I mean, it is unbelievable how easy it is these days to just double-click Apple Pay, done. It's being delivered in 2 days. And if you take that off your phone, you got to get up, go find your credit card, and then people go, I don't want it that bad.
Right.
So that's one easy way to just kind of disconnect the credit card from the phone for a little while to give yourself a break.
No more Apple Wallet, right? Is doom spending different than just the overspending we do on any given day?
So some people really, the anxiety and the stress kind of gets them, and that's kind of their own personal rebellion, is I need this hit of dopamine. I want to go buy something. I had a rough day, I've had a rough week, it's been a rough month, and I just want to go buy this thing for this hit of dopamine to make me feel better. And you feel better for 5 minutes, and then maybe you feel better for 5 more minutes when it gets to your house. But then the next day you go, I didn't really need that thing, and now there's a charge on my credit card for $200 to go pay that off. And that's going on top of my existing balance of $3,000 on the credit card, which is rolling over every single month, and I'm paying interest on, and it starts to snowball pretty quickly.
I feel like a lot of people do that with vacations. I'm taking this vacation, then you look at your credit card afterwards, you're like, oh man.
But there are certain things that, as we look at and understanding our economy, and you add on all these tariffs and everything else that's going on, it gets pretty complicated. But are there things, like I was talking to somebody who said, well, I wanted to get my car before these tariffs kicked in. If you're doing anything to your house before the cost of refurbishing, all the things, that materials kicks in.
For sure. I mean, over the next 3 to 6 months, prices could keep going higher with tariffs being tacked on to different goods. And so if you're mapping out any large expenses in the next 3 to 6 months, if you have the cash on hand to do it right now, it's not a bad idea to accelerate that and do it now before those prices might go a little higher.
Is this just another time, I hate to, well, I was going to say beat a dead horse, but sorry for the analogy, but again, to kind of re-examine where you are financially?
And that's, to be honest, I'm always preaching this, I know, of making sure you have your budget and spending. People hate to hear it, but to be honest, if someone really sits down and spends an hour, 2 hours in their finances to better understand where am I at, what trajectory am I on, a lot of the anxiety goes away, because they know, okay, I might not be where I want to be right now, but I'm making progress. And at least knowing you're making progress makes that anxiety maybe not go away entirely, but at least reduce and feel better about yourself.
But Michael, so we always talk about the index fund. The market is not going to do you wrong. That's hard to say on a day like today, though.
So it's hard to say if you're looking with blinders on it just this one day or just this past week. Zoom out over the past 5, 10, 20, 30 years, the index of the stock market will always recover. It will always increase. It's just a matter of, do you have the time? And that's why we always talk about, if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, maybe early 50s, these down days are honestly a blessing in disguise for you, because you're contributing to your 401ks, you're contributing to your Roth IRAs at even cheaper prices in the stock market. If you're closer to retirement, you got to have a plan.
Yeah.
There you go. refedu.org is the website. That's where you'll find Michael. Plenty of great education tools, plenty of classes available as well. refedu.org. Thanks so much, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Always the voice of reason and the voice of calm.
Well, and you don't have to understand the big economic picture, but you should know a little bit about your money.
For sure. I totally agree.
Just start there.